The British countryside, is it for everyone to enjoy, or does it depend on the colour of your skin? Black and Asian people make up 6% of the UK population. Yet, when you're out in the countryside, you rarely see a black or Asian face. And a new survey has revealed that only a small number of people from the ethnic minorities feel at home in rural areas. CountryFile has discovered that some actually feel intimidated. Rupert Seeger now examines why the problem exists and what's being done to tackle it.
The Lake District National Park in Cumbria, one of the most popular places in Britain, where walking boots and anoraks are commonplace. But here's a rare sight: black and Asian teenagers from Bradford out for a day's rock climbing. Unusual, yes, a fact confirmed by a new report, a survey of Asian communities in urban areas carried out by the University of the West of England.
The results were staggering. Half of the people questioned had never come to places like this for enjoyment. And that's despite the fact that some of them live within 2 miles of open country. And in fact, only 5% of the people questioned regularly use the countryside for leisure and recreation.
These abseiling teenagers are having to overcome their fear of heights. But a fear of the countryside is also common.
I feel as if that you're not welcome sometimes around areas like this.
Personally, when I come, I feel really intimidated by, there's lots of white people, sorry, and you feel really sort of self-conscious about yourself. You don't really feel like you fit in.
Sometimes it's got a stigma attached to it, like it's only for white people and it's for middle-class people, and we're all working class, so we think, nah.
Barriers are beginning to come down.
Keep leaning back.
Voluntary organisations are taking the lead. More groups like this are getting out. But according to those who know, there's a long way to go and many obstacles to overcome. But here in the lakes, as elsewhere in the countryside, those who organise such trips are never surprised by what can happen.
Well, I took a group of 10 black women. They were Asian, African, Caribbean women. And it was a beautiful day, taking them up Coniston Old Man. And it was quite a journey for these women. It was quite challenging, and they were, got up to the top. And there's probably about 20 other people out there. And everybody's heads turned because they're just not used to seeing black people, Asian, African people up in the hills, on the hillside. And for 2 women, that was so powerful that they actually wanted to turn around and run. They felt so uncomfortable. And luckily, because we were in a crowd, there were 10 of us, it was the others that encouraged them to say, no, stay, let's have conversations. And that's what we did. And so it was like we broke those barriers, really.
Being different in the countryside isn't always easy. Benjamin Zephaniah, one of Britain's best-known poets, even had a run-in with the law.
There was one occasion where I was jogging, and when I looked above me, I heard a helicopter. The helicopter hovered above me, and then I was surrounded by a couple of police cars. And when the policeman approached me, I asked him why, what have I done wrong? And he said there was a report of a suspicious jogger. And he knew and I knew that being suspicious in this case was simply being black. And he was very embarrassed by it, and possibly the person thought they were being a good country citizen, but it's not a crime being black.
Do you think in the countryside there's an underlying attitude of racism?
You do get some people who all, they really don't mean to be racist. They in general chit-chat, they'll say, where do you come from? They will always assume that you come from somewhere else. And I have, just to freak people out, for want of a better term, said, oh, I live down the road, in the Brecon Beacons, and they go, what?
Attitudes are beginning to change. Official organisations like the Countryside Agency now have policies to encourage black and Asian people to get out to the countryside. It's a first step, but some say it's more talk than action. The great outdoors is for everyone. The Countryside Agency insists it's a principle, but admits it hasn't done enough.
There has been action, but it is local in its nature. Some of it is extremely good, some of it has got good results, but it is disjointed, and it is down to the enthusiasms and commitment of the various local authorities or charities that have been prepared to do something about it. I think we can learn from a lot of that, and we are actually doing some research to gather together the evidence of that good practice. What we've got to do is draw together those findings and make it add up to something which will have national impact.
In the meantime, it's a matter of self-help. And it's working, with more and more black and Asian people asserting their right to enjoy the countryside.
Yes, I do think it's beginning to change, and the reason it's beginning to change because there's people that have grown up in Britain like myself that have spent their whole life here that can say, hang on a minute, look, I've had an opportunity to be out here and I want more. And we're actually quite strong, and we're strong in ourselves to be able to say, yes, I can handle the stairs, I can have those conversations, and I want to be out here because it's bloody gorgeous.
I am a tax-paying British citizen, and I love Britain, all of it, not just Brixton and Handsworth and Tottenham. And I'm going to exert my right to enjoy as much of it as I can.
Are we all in?
Yes, yay!